Senate is about Nigeria and Nigerians.
Good to have you join us on yet another episode of Inside the Senate, a program dedicated to keeping you updated on happenings in the Senate wing of the National Assembly. I am your host, Hadiza Bayero Aliu. As the Senate prepares to resume plenary on Tuesday, 30th of April 2024, lawmakers have continued to carry out their legislative mandates, all in a bid to address challenges facing the nation for the benefit of Nigerians. This episode will bring you reports on some of those activities in the course of the program. Don't go away.
Promote the unity, happiness, and prosperity of Nigeria.
The Defense Industries Corporation of Nigeria Act, Repeal and Reenactment Bill 2023.
And this act should be supported by all.
There are issues that we must use this opportunity to critically address.
We accord this motion the urgency and the necessity it requires.
I rise the second motion.
The ayes have it.
Welcome back. On Monday, 21st April 2024, Senate President Godswill Akpabio voiced his endorsement for the establishment of state police nationwide. Akpabio conveyed his backing during an event in Abuja focused on state policing organized by the House of Representatives Committee on Constitution Review. The gathering, attended by notable figures such as President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, ably represented by the Vice President Kashim Shettima, former military head of state, retired General Abdulsalami Abubakar, ex-President Goodluck Jonathan, Speaker of the House of Representatives Abbas Tajuddin, Sultan of Sokoto Muhammadu Sa'ad Abubakar, and Metropolitan Catholic Archbishop of Abuja, Cardinal John Onayekon.
This government, under the leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR, is acutely aware of the complex security issues that our country faces. As such, we are continually developing and refining our strategies and methods to address these challenges effectively.
So there's no way we can manage our internal security if states will not have their police. So the issue is not states having police, but how will the state police function vis-a-vis the national security architecture? When I set up the 2014 National Dialogue, within that period, we have a lot of challenges in the country. People were agitating so many areas. But when we set up that dialogue, one thing that the whole almost 500 delegates agreed without much ado was the issue of state police. When that matter came up, everybody supported.
Centered on the theme, Pathways to Peace, Reimaging Policing in Nigeria. Senator Akpabio, represented by the Deputy Senate President Barrow Jibrin, affirmed the commitment of the 10th Assembly to address security challenges vigorously, aligning with the priorities of the President Bola Tinubu-led administration to ensure the safety of all Nigerians.
President Tinubu did not only come to steady the ship of state, he came to adjust the sails and steer the ship of state through rough and fair weather to the right direction and to the right destination. He's known for rearranging the sails, and this is exactly what he did in agreeing that modalities should be worked out for us to have state police. I pay tribute to the Right Honorable Speaker, Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, the principal officers of the House of Representatives, and also members of House of Representatives for setting the stage for a national discourse of this important and critical issue.
Senator Akpabio noted that in working out modalities for the state police and the security of our nation, it must be remembered that security is not a privilege, but a fundamental right of every Nigerian, and it must be ensured that this right is upheld, justice is served, and that the rule of law prevails.
We must build a security architecture that is robust, transparent, and accountable. If we are able to set up state police departments, we must ensure that they are free from shackles of politics religious extremism, tribalism, and ethnicism. We must empower them to serve and protect without fear or favor. As we consider this proposition, let us draw inspiration from the United States of America, a nation that has successfully implemented a system of state and federal policing. Let us learn from their experiences and adapt their models to suit our unique socio-political context. Let us ensure that our state police forces work in harmony with their federal counterparts, collaborating to fight crime, preserve peace, and safeguard our democracy. In the United States of America, the FBI, the federal police body, enforces federal laws, and the state police departments enforce state laws. The FBI also investigates interstate crimes. We must draw the line because to have functional police, state police, we must have a strong federal police.
The Senate President emphasized that should state police come into existence, they must not serve personal interest. He stressed that the authority of state police should never be wielded as a means of oppression or targeting individuals unfairly.
Let us ensure that political powers cannot manipulate the state police to silence dissent or target their enemies. Let us ensure the influential do not exert undue influence over the state. Police and that justice is blind to wealth, power, politics, or status. Let us build a system that is fair, just, and equitable for all. Therefore, in this hallowed hall, let us embrace this dialogue as an opportunity for unity, understanding, and collaboration.
We are fighting for this democracy. This country will definitely improve in terms of development and progress.
Nigerians deserve better living.
What is the team and the legislature, they are going to put in their best for a better Nigeria.
A public hearing is an interactive session organized by legislative committees on any subject matter for the purpose of sharing ideas, x-raying issues, and resolving conflicts around the subject matter. The matter could be a proposed bill that has killed second reading or a motion referred to committees for more legislative actions. Interested members of the public, along with the stakeholders, may participate in the public hearings, at the end of which reports are compiled by the committees and submitted to the Senate for necessary action.
Welcome back from that break. Inside the Senate continues with a report on a one-day retreat organized for members of the Senate Committee on Capital Market by the Lagos Commodities and Futures Exchange. After that, we also have a report of an oversight visit by the Senate Committee on Tertiary Institutions and Tertiary Education Trust Fund (TET-Fund) to two centers in the FCT where the recently concluded Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination held. Let's have that report.
The Senate Committee on Capital Market, in conjunction with the Lagos Commodities and Futures Exchange, has held a one-day workshop on infrastructure financing development of the commodities ecosystem through commodities exchanges. The workshop, which held in Abuja on 20th of April 2024, is aimed at positioning the commodities exchanges towards ensuring food security in the country as well as foreign exchange earning. Among stakeholders present at the workshop was the Minister of State for Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Sabi Aliyu Abdullahi. Chairman of the committee, Senator Osita Izunaso, in his remark, stated that for Nigeria to successfully address its economic challenges, conscientious efforts must be made to fully diversify the economy.
That a developed commodities exchange ecosystem such as ours can help achieve low and stable inflation rate in particular. Commodities exchanges are critical because they provide a standardized market for commodities. I'm happy to note that the commodity exchange are increasingly becoming a major component of the Nigerian capital market, providing access to organized commodity trading and financial opportunities. I'm aware that a number of commodity exchanges have now been licensed by SEC since the establishment of Nigerian Commodity Exchange, the very first one in 2001. Despite the encouraging of this encouraging development, the commodity trading ecosystem in Nigeria faces severe challenges, notable among which are poor physical infrastructure, especially communication and transportation infrastructure.
If we are able to develop a mature market...
Minister of State for Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Aliyu Abdullahi, expressed the ministry's excitement to have emerging avenues to improve the agro-industry ecosystem.
If we are able to develop a mature market in the mode that perhaps the discussion today will be talking about, it means Nigerian farmers will be having assured market, they will be having a guaranteed price that is stable, that can allow them to plan for the season and off-season and take advantage of their creativity as they till the land that Nigeria is so blessed with. Let us also remember that Nigeria has over 73 million hectares of arable land, out of which currently we are tilling just about 33 to 34 or thereabout hectares. Some will say 40, but of course it's on and off. What that means is that we still have more than half of our arable land available for production. But on the other side also, if you look at even the land we are tilling right now, what is the productivity? I don't think the productivity is where we want it to be. Our productivities are still low. And I believe there's a lot that can be done to raise productivity of our farmers.
Chairman of the committee and the Minister of State for Agriculture addressed newsmen at the end of the workshop.
We want to look at commodity exchange as a way of promoting food security in Nigeria and also enhancing foreign exchange earning for our country. We discover that most times people are talking about money market, capital market, nobody's dwelling on commodity. So that's why we have to partner with Lagos Commodity and Future Exchange to bring the story nearer home. And you can see the effect. Today, one of the issues we are taking home now is that there must be need for us to export. All the export commodities in Nigeria should pass through the commodity exchange as a way of getting revenue for the country. And why are we doing more of importing finished products and also exporting finished products? We should be able to deal with the issues of exporting the finished product instead of exporting our raw material. Even in crude, we export crude only for us to bring it back into the country as a finished product. That should stop. So that is why we are encouraging the exchange, that people, Nigerians, government, be the executive and legislature, should work in harmony to ensure that commodity exchange in Nigeria is strengthened the way it is all over the world, globally. Everything that we are doing across the globe must pass through a commodity exchange. Even in commodity exchange, solid minerals like gold, oil and gas are sold through the commodity exchange. They pass through the exchange. How come we cannot achieve that in our country? So this is the essence of this seminar, and I'm sure that we're making progress.
We need to increase productivity. And to increase productivity means you need to look at those things that farmers are suffering from, and at the same time increase our production cycle. Right now we depend only majorly on rainfed agriculture, and we are saying that it's time for us to improve on our irrigation capabilities by doing dry season farming, which we have started last year massively, targeting maize and wheat and other commodities. So I'm suggesting that members of the National Assembly, our findings show that farmers are finding it difficult to fuel irrigation facilities. So we are suggesting that there are solar-powered irrigation pumps that members of the National Assembly can use as part of their constituency program to empower their farmers who are involved in traditional farming, so that together we can increase our production and increase the volume of food available, thereby reducing the impact of the food inflation and, of course, guaranteeing food security for our citizens. The message is, let them find ways to support whatever we are doing in the Federal Ministry of Agriculture. Let them include in their zonal intervention and other support programs the purchase of solar-powered irrigation pumps, which they will use to empower their farmers, and also seeds and any other thing that can support the agricultural production cycle. Because one of the first things all of us must guarantee is food security for our citizens. And I believe when people are food secure, then they can reason with you.
Still on committee activities, the Senate Committee on Tertiary Institutions and Tertiary Education Trust Fund, TETFund, alongside its House of Representatives counterpart, on Tuesday, 23rd April 2024, embarked on monitoring of the Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination, UTME, in some examination centers in Abuja. The Joint Committee visited the Tudunwada CBT Hub in Government Secondary School, Tudunwada, in Wuse Zone 4. While addressing the UTME candidates waiting to take the examination at Government Secondary School, Tudunwada, Abuja, Chairman of the committee, Senator Muntari Dandutse, informed the candidates that they were lucky President Bola Ahmed Tinubu had put in place the student loan scheme, which will provide succor to them while undergoing their studies in institutions of their choice.
If you are admitted in the university, automatically you will get access to that loan, and it was already approved, and 200 billion was set aside. So each of you will finish his school without his parents or his family, and some of them even among you doesn't have parents, and some of you are less privileged. So this government, under the leadership of Aswaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has expeditiously approved the student loan, which I believe you will be the direct beneficiary.
The committee also made another stop at the Asaruddin Society Centenary Resource CBT Center in Maitama, another location for the UTME. Speaking with journalists after the exercise, Senator Dandutse expressed satisfaction with the progress being made in the nation's educational sector.
The performance so far is very, very good and very, very impressive. And we hope and expect to do more in terms of the challenges faced by educational system of Nigeria, which we have discussed it in some of the states. If you look at it, one of the key problems we have in education, it was addressed by the President and the Commander-in-Chief and the leadership of the National Assembly. That is the education loan for students to access loan for their upkeep and also for payment of the students' student fees. So it's one of the key areas, and we are looking to see how we will also embark on an aggressive policies that will make all the institutions and the secondary schools look very habitable and very impressive in terms of infrastructural development.
The chairman also expressed the support of the Senate for every effort by the government to streamline admission processes, especially the area of 18 years minimum age qualification for entry into tertiary institutions in the country.
Secondary schools and primary schools, there is standard age. There is a limit which someone can pursue his educational system. But there is a lot of vocational education and other sectors which somebody can go irrespective of age and the background. That is why even there is distance learning, there is nomadic education which was set as a standard, and informal and formal education. So for most of the educational system, even it's like recruitment in the military or in the there is limit, which at least you go beyond it. But if you want to attend education, you have to do it according to your specification.
We are fighting for this democracy. This country will definitely improve in terms of development and progress.
Nigerians deserve better living. What is executive and the legislature, they are going to put in their best for a better Nigeria.
That was a report on some activities carried out by committees of the Senate last week. We'll now round off the program with a profile segment. Stand by for our Senator of the Week.
Senator Onyeso Allwell Hiacho is the current senator representing Rivers East Senatorial District in the 10th Senate. He was born on the 26th of December 1960 in the city of Port Harcourt, Rivers State. Senator Allwell Onyeso got his first school leaving certificate at Ikwere Eche County Grammar School in 1975 and completed his secondary education at Baptist High School, Port Harcourt in 1978, where he gained a Division I grade in the West African School Certificate Examination WASC Ordinary Level. With that, he immediately gained admission into the University of Jos, Plateau State, where he earned a Bachelor of Arts degree in Communication Arts in 1982. Senator Allwell's professional career began in 1984 when he became a lecturer at Rivers State School of Basic Studies until 1989. From 1991 to 1993, he was employed as a lecturer at Rivers State College of Arts and Sciences, Rumuala Road, now Captain Elechi Amadi Polytechnic, Port Harcourt, where he rose to the position of senior lecturer. Senator Onyeso Allwell Hiacho began his political career in 1993 when he was elected as chairman of the defunct National Republican Convention (NRC) in Eche local government area of Rivers State. From May 1999 to May 2003, he served as the Rivers State Commissioner for Education. In 2003, he was reappointed as a commissioner, this time Commissioner for Sports, a position he held until 2007. In 2008, he was appointed chairman of Senior Secondary School Management Board, after which he served as the executive chairman, Rivers State Senior Secondary Schools Board (RSSSB). This was from July 2011 to May 2015. On February 25, 2023, Senator Onyeso Allwell Hiacho was elected as the senator representing Rivers East Senatorial District under the platform of the People's Democratic Party (PDP). His legislative agenda include education, community development, and youth empowerment.
With that, we come to the end of this episode of Inside the Senate. Feel free to connect with us via our social media platforms shown on your screen to watch this and previous episodes of Inside the Senate. Join me again next week for a fresh edition of the program. Until then, enjoy the rest of your day.